All right, welcome back to another episode. As you would have seen in the last episode, this thing's killed a cam, so we pulled it out. We are going to go VE, so no more DET head. That can just go in the bin. If you want to watch the last episode, you'll find it up here. Watch a whole lot of time lapse of us pulling this thing out. And this episode, we're going to be pulling the head off, and we'll show you what it takes to put a VE in your car so you can make the big Dort noises out of the little SR.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
Nom 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 nom. I love Nissan engines. Nom 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 nom.
How's that adjustable cam gear install going?
Oh yeah, so good, man. Love it. It's literally like do it in an hour, hour and a half tops. Oh fuck. Oh.
Got some muscles, mate, or what? You have your wet mix this morning?
Yeah, I got a couple of big blokes here, and you got the smallest fella doing it. Smart. All right, so the reason why we pulled the SR apart, maybe not as far apart as I'll show you here in a moment, is because of our VE oil pump. So what we have to do here, we have to deck the pump to the same height as the block. So when we put the head on it, it doesn't either bow the head up or it's not trying to seal too far on the seal and leaking oil out the front. So after we do that, or the reason why we do that, is because this oil pump here is so much thicker than our DET unit. So this is to provide better oil flow for the VE setup. So for variable cam, that's what that's for. We'll have better oil no matter what. That's why we go to all this trouble to pull it apart, make sure it's right, so we don't have any issues, like I'll show you here in a moment. All right, so as discussed in the last clip, I might have given you a little bit of an intro into the fact we had a drama that we didn't really know about. So originally we weren't going to pull it all the way down. We're just going to try and machine the front cover to the block height, call it a day. But trusty Boggs, he said no, pull it all the way down, and good thing we did. So it looks like we've had oil starvation issues. Check that out. That was not going to last much longer at all. So glad we caught it now. Yeah, super lucky that we did. Unfortunately, we've had oil starvation issues. So we need new rings and bearings while we're at it. It's going to be a full rebuild. The crank itself is a bit scored, but if we had had a VE oil pump, it might have saved it because it had that extra capacity, extra flow. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. So we're going to call it a night here. Everything's going to have to go off to the machine shop. It's going to have to get professionally cleaned. And then we'll come back for the reassembly and we'll show you guys exactly what it takes to put a VE head on this SR block or another SR block or whatever, wherever you come from. It's late. Thanks for watching. All right, so it's been a few days. Sat at home for most of a week contemplating what I'm gonna do. So I don't really have a solution, but I don't think moping at home is gonna fix it. So no cam gear installed this video, I'm sorry guys. I think the block's knackered. I think no one can give me a definitive answer without taking it to a machine shop, and I don't have any money to go to a machine shop, so it's tough. I got a new crank coming, so the crank itself has worn the main bearings pretty bad, so I'll try and show some B-roll through this and explain reasoning behind it and how I think we're going to proceed. I don't know yet because, I mean, I can't really see how it's going to happen, but worth a try. So I think ultimately we're going to stick with the SR, whether I get a new block. So this one's 87 mil. It's got, so it's had like a faux head stud put in it, like a helicoil, but it's not a helicoil. So Boggs did that for me. Love him, you know, I appreciate everything he does for me. But obviously that is potentially going to be an issue. The block's now scored as well. So the big score marks in the block, just from where, I guess, the cams just ground themselves down until they were under 10 micron, and then we've just got sandpaper oil. I didn't really change it as often as I should. I did 2 events on the same oil, and obviously I don't really treat it the kindest, so that might have had something to do with it as well. I feel like limit is where they live though, that's how it should be. So everyone who tells me that it shouldn't be on the limit is probably right. Other than that, I think it's going to be okay. The pistons are fine. That's the big one. So last time the engine got rebuilt, got brand new JE Ultras at 87. So any block we get immediately has to be bored to 87 mil. Halfway through buying the VVL stuff that I thought was just going to slot on. So that was where the rest of the money was supposed to go. So now I'm a couple of grand in the hole. That's not fun. The VVL head I bought from South Africa, turns out it was machined wrong and the valves weren't seated correctly. So that's at the machine shop. I was having them install some valve springs that I was going to show you in an upcoming episode. Haven't got that back yet because, well, they're still working on it. It's still costing me money. So that's pretty much where I'm at with this. I don't think it's going to be fixed in a hurry. I can't see how this is going to be a 1-2 week turnaround. This isn't going to be a quick thing. Channel's probably not big enough to make any kind of merch and do like a sale and try and make it happen in any real way. So I might just try and do some small videos. I really do like YouTube and I've invested in it, you know, between Christmas gifts and stuff, like the vlog camera, all my microphones. I enjoy doing it. I try and make a good presentation for you guys, and I appreciate every viewer. And at the end of the week when I get to see that a video's got 100 hours of views, that means I've changed, 100 hours cumulatively of people's lives. So that's pretty cool. Just watching me in the shed. So thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, maybe we'll just do some small stuff in the future, some trolleys or You know, just little cheap stuff to keep the YouTube channel going. I don't want it to stop, you know, if it takes me 6 months to get this thing back together. I don't want to not put out videos at all. Equally, I don't really like being a poser and I went and saw a 1,000 horsepower car at the track, and you know, that's not really me either. So no shade on people that do that or watch it, but it's disappointing. I'm not stoked. So thanks for watching, guys. Tell your mum to send Pez $50, and we'll catch you on a future episode. Fuck it. Should have just LS swapped it. Fucking garbage.